Hello, my kindred. It is Razor, and welcome to Horror Movie Massacre. And tonight, we're taking a night off from lists, talking about movies and all that jazz. And we're going to just have kind of a bullshit session. We're going to talk about some of the things we've seen in 2025, a movie, our probably most anticipated movie of 2025. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments, and we will answer them to the best of our abilities. I got a couple other questions that I created. So first off, if you haven't subscribed, since I never say it at the top of the show, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, all that good stuff. We're a bunch of horror fans just talking horror, our own opinions, having a good time, and all that gorgeous shit. We will be doing a show next week, hopefully, as long as I get to see the Final Destination movie on Saturday or Sunday. We're going to be talking about that next Tuesday, all of the Final Destination movies, and do a ranking. That's the plan anyway. Seth and I can both get into the cinema to see the movies. Also, if you follow us here on YouTube or follow us here on Facebook, because we're live on both right now, you can, if you don't follow us on one or you don't follow us on the other, go follow us on both. I mean, fuck, help us out. I made a deal with Seth. You could call it a deal with the devil, if you will. If we hit 70,000 follows on Facebook by my birthday is in 12 days, May 25th, which is also Star Wars' birthday and Return of the Jedi. But if we hit 70,000 follows, I will watch a movie, and we will talk about Howling 3, The Marsupials, a movie that I make fun of a lot and that I don't really like. I've been putting off watching the Howling movies and talking about the Howling movies on this show because I don't like them. I mean, I like the first one, and I think the fifth movie is pretty good, but the rest of them just not for me. So, and here is your update right now. We are at 69,927 followers on Facebook, and there's my beautiful bride, Sally. So if you follow us, if we get 73 more, or, as long as we're at 70,000 or more by my birthday, we will be talking about Seth's Pride and Joy, Howling 3, and I'm going to have to suffer. By the way, this image is from Howling 3. Can you see why I have trouble with this movie already? Okay. So without further ado, let's bring in Seth. And so when I made this announcement, last week, we had 69,000 and just a hair under 69,500. What the fuck? Did you make a deal with the devil saying, okay, let's do this? Because we've grown by over 400 followers in the past week. Because I don't think it's because of that, but it's since I made that announcement. What kind of voodoo did you do?
Yeah, so I mean, you goddamn right, I made a deal. So I went to a crossroads, buried some stuff, and made a deal with a demon. It's a 10-year contract.
Did you kiss a demon's face, a man?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean, basically, I'm winning. So enjoy the Howling 3, fucker.
Yeah, and before the show, I went a step further and said I will buy the Scream Factory. I do have a Blu-ray copy of Howling 3, but it's not anything to write home about. Oh, no, holy shit!
You got the Scream Factory?
No, for a second I thought I did. It's my stupid DVD, but I have that Blu-ray that's got like 3 Howling movies on it, I think.
Oh yeah,
the Howling trilogy. I've got this. So I do have it on Blu-ray, but it's stupid. It's got 3, 5, and 6 on it. What the fuck? That's okay, because 4 is not that great in my opinion.
It's true.
But yeah, so that's the deal. I don't know if we'll do it immediately after my birthday, but sometime after my birthday, we'll definitely. I'm gonna say definitely because there's 12 days left to my birthday, and the way we've been growing, I'm almost certain we're going to hit 70,000 tomorrow.
Well,
or by the weekend.
Let me make a deal with you.
Okay.
because I have the Howland film scheduled for the Werewolf Wednesday show in, I think, October.
All of them?
Yeah, it's basically going to be from like September to.
Oh, you're doing one. Okay, I thought you meant all in one
yeah.
episode.
So when I do the show on Howland 3 Their Marsupials for Werewolf Wednesday, you have to guest star on it. So that way you don't have to watch it right yet if you don't want to, but
you never want to.
Right, but I mean, as long as we can make this deal where you.
I'll be there. Werewolf Wednesday.
Promise.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yep, 70,000 by your birthday. You're going to join me on the Werewolf Wednesday show for Howland 3.
By that time, maybe we'll be closing in on 75,000. That'd be awesome. So tell your friends about the Horror Syndicate. Hit the like button for us. Subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Tell them, please.
And tell them Freddie sent you.
There you go.
Yes, subscribe, follow, hit the like button, the laugh emoji, the care emoji, the thumbs up, whatever you want to do. Angry emoji, even.
I love the original Howling movie. I'm not gonna lie, it's really good.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's great
movie. Hellraiser was not that bad. Which are you talking about? The 2022 one?
No, he was. He's corrected himself with a comment he made above that.
Oh, I'm going backwards. We got Sean to watch, and the comments like jumped. Hold on. Okay. What do you say? And why does Seth love werewolf movies so much? Seth, answer that.
Because I love werewolves, man.
There it is.
I'm just addicted to werewolves. I think they're just really cool creatures, and it is unfortunate that out of all the horror subgenres, the werewolf ones, they attract like the I don't know, just not so good filmmakers. But I keep holding out hope that I'll find a gem in there. Like that's how I found Late Phases.
This fucking guy has watched 4 werewolf movies already this year, right? Is it 4? It's 4, isn't it?
Yeah. There's 4 from 2025 that I've seen so far.
I mean, first of all, werewolves are cool. I will admit that, but the movies are so low tiers most times. Like this poster is what sold me because when I bought it in 2016, I'd never seen it. I was like, damn, that looks cool, and I like the first movie, and the second movie isn't terrible in my opinion. But then I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, what is this movie? But
to be fair, I've seen so many crappy werewolf films that make the Howland 3 look really
almost
good.
Makes a top 10.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So before the show, and this is what a precedent we'd like to set. Hey, hit the like button if you're watching. Sean left a comment. He said, "Not a horror technically, but which Jack Nicholson performance do you prefer, The Shining or The Joker from the '89 Batman?" And I went ahead and made an image just for Sean because he's been with us since we started this show, really.
Yeah.
So that's a great way to start the show. We'll get off werewolves for a little bit, even though I know it's hard for Seth to get off werewolves. What do you think?
With these two, I'd go with the Joker. I love The Shining. I think The Shining's great. And I love Jack's performance in it, but it's so cool.
I'm with you 100%. Well, I do love The Shining, just like you. I think it's a phenomenal movie, but it's not all Jack, and his performance is great. But man, like, I know Heath Ledger took the Joker, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's the best Joker." I honestly think, in many ways, Jack Nicholson is superior, in my opinion, as the Joker. He looks great, he sounds great, and he does this thing where he can go from laughing to serious really fast. And Heath Ledger's Joker is a maniac. Jack Nicholson's is fucking unpredictable. You knew you couldn't trust Joker in the 2008 Dark Knight movie. This one, he's unpredictable. He'll shake your hand and let's just shake on it, and he'll fucking electrocute you to death. Oh, I got a live one here.
Then there's poor Bob.
Yeah, poor Bob the Goon, the peg warmer for toys when that movie came out. Good question, though. I just prefer. I love both movies. I mean, and '89
Yeah,
Batman's not even my favorite Batman movie, but Jack Nicholson's such an iconic actor. It's hard to even pinpoint one movie that would be his best performance. I think some would say The Shining, but he's just good in everything he's in.
yeah. I mean, he was great in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. You could Chinatown. You could name a shitload
Yeah,
of good
Wolf
performances.
to keep with the theme. Matt, since you're here, ask us questions. That's we'll try to answer them. No politics and no religion. That's the only caveat. Yeah, I think Jack Nicholson's the best Joker. He'll be hard to top, in my opinion. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, Heath Ledger." I like Heath Ledger's Joker fine, but it ruined the movie for me, to be honest. It's part of it. It's China. See, I mean that you can make an argument for Chinatown, just like Seth said.
Yeah.
But anyway, we do have some other topics before we get to the 2025 movies. Seth, I do have two questions that I wanted to bring up
Okay.
since we don't really have a topic. The first one, because I'm kind of like we never talk about it, and I feel bad for our followers on Facebook and even here that are fans, but we never talk about Italian horror. So I wanted to ask anybody who wants to answer, not just you, not just me, what is your favorite Italian horror movie? We've talked about what was that one? Your vice is a locked door and only I have the key. We've done that
Okay.
on one of the shows. Great movie. I'm sure. I think we've talked about Suspiria at some point, and I know
Yep.
we've talked about Demons numerous times because that movie rocks.
Fuck
Uh,
yes.
yeah, but we don't get the chance to talk about a lot of Italian horror, which is something I really like to get back to because we used to on the show when it was me, Jared, Brian, and Mike Lombardo. Because there's a lot of great Italian horror films out there that nobody even knows about. It's like I didn't find out about Italian horror till 2016, which really prompted me to help get into starting the horror syndicate, and that's where me and Jared really kind of clicked as friends. We started kind of he was always pushing them on me. He's like, check out Deep Red, check out this, check out Don't Torture a Duckling, you know. So there's a couple different distinct subgenres. There's your cannibals, your zombies, and then the giallo. And I've got a favorite of each. And Seth, I know you're kind of a don't be mad when I say novice, but uh, what you've seen because you've seen a few at this point. What do you think is your favorite?
Uh, well, I mean, hands down, Demons is my favorite. Like hands down, I absolutely love Demons with a passion. I was so happy that you recommended that to me.
Yes.
Um, but I also love uh, your Vice is a locked
Yeah.
room and only
Yeah.
I have the key. That was
What a
so
title.
good. Yeah, and what was it? City of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
The second Gates of Hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Also known as Gates of Hell.
Yeah, I actually really love that one too. Like, and it's funny because like growing up, like I've seen like basically like the mainstream Italian films like Suspiria and Zombie, but I never really kind of dived in until the Horror Syndicate when you guys
Yeah.
recommended. So I've seen quite a few since then, and they're fun.
Yes. So Cemetery Man is an English speaking film, but it is considered Italian. It sits in my Italian collection, matter of fact, and it's excellent. Which you need to see that sometime, Seth. I think it's on. It's been on Shutter before. It might still be on there. But yeah, I'm a big fan, and it's just it's a strange subgenre of horror with its own subgenres. You've got directors like Lucio Fulci, Sergio Martino, Dario Argento, Mario Bava, Joe D'Amato, Bruno Mattei. There's so many of them, and they're so different in many ways. Even Bruno Mattei just tries to steal from everybody and rip off. Like there's one of his movies, Hell of the Living Dead, is a zombie movie. They use music from Dawn of the Dead, and they use sound effects from Star Wars. So it's a really strange movie. Totally worth watching. But I'm a big Fulci guy, not just his zombie movies. Because Zombie, Matt Torrance is an iconic giallo. It's not a giallo. It's giallos are more like mysteries. They're kind of like the precursor to the American slasher, really. I know they say Peeping Tom and Psycho are slashers, but Giallo's like The Strange Case of Mrs. Ward. Yeah, there's a lot of them I could go over.
I mean, they totally. I mean, from what I've seen, like I don't know. I had that in my mind the last time I watched Giallo. I was like, this is basically like a slasher film, but maybe with a more like story to it.
Yeah, it's more of a mystery. And there are whodunits. You know, it's the killer with the black gloves. You know, like the Bay of Bloods, aka Twitch of the Death Nerve. They stole a scene directly from that movie for Friday the 13th Part 2. So Giallos are great. I think my favorite overall is probably the Beyond, the Fulci movie, which I know someone mentioned. I think Sean did, not Sean Sheridan. No, S. Michael, where this is. I mentioned the Beyond. I love that movie. It has one of the most. Have you seen the Beyond?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you just mentioned it, but the ending is so fucking bleak.
I love the ending.
I love the ending. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And that was actually one of my favorite things about The Void is that they homage.
You read my mind. Yeah, the Void is, if you've not seen The Void, it's a movie from 2017. Not you, Seth, but the people watching.
Right. Yeah.
And it's a great mix of Italian horror, Clive Barker, Stephen King, John Carpenter, and H.P. Lovecraft. And Clive Barker. Did I say Clive Barker? I did say Clive. Yeah. But like all these elements mixed into one fucking movie with a phenomenal third act. So check out The Void if you've never seen it. If I had to pick my favorite Giallo, see, Inferno is my favorite Argento movie. I like Suspiria, I like Phenomena, but I also like Opera quite a bit. And Deep Red, I think Deep Red's his best movie. But my favorite's probably Inferno. And then a cannibal movie, because I don't like the cannibal movies all that much. I guess I would say probably Cannibal Ferox or Eaten Alive is my favorite cannibal. So there's just so much to pick from the Italian, as Joe Bob would say, Italian horror films. It's also kind of a niche kind of corner to the horror, fandom, and I love it. So
I need to see more. I definitely need to see more.
Yes, Peeping Tom is British. Giallo is Italian for yellow, if you didn't know that.
I didn't know that. That's a funny joke, man.
The Beyond in the Zombies Rising film. The Beyond is the Zombies Rising film. What do you mean? I know it's a question, but so I have this article on the horrorsyndicate.com, and it's a preferred watching order. I tried it one time. I watched all 4 zombie movies from Fulci, but I did it in a different way because like each one of them builds to the end. But if you watch House by the Cemetery, then you watch City of the Living Dead, The Beyond, and then finish with Zombie, which technically isn't a part of the trilogy, it makes for a great evening of zombie viewing. So check that out sometime. I wrote an article about it on the horrorsyndicate.com too. Question: how old were you guys when Clive Barker was gay? Learned Clive Barker was gay. Really young. In my teens, probably. I think.
Yeah, probably same here.
Yeah, I was pretty young, and I don't give a shit. Like it didn't. I'm like, oh, he's gay. Cool.
Good for him.
Yeah. Is the Beyond the one in the catacombs? The end they cross over into the Beyond. It's not really catacombs. At the end of City of the Living Dead, though, they go under a cemetery, so that's more like a catacomb. So that might be the one you're thinking of. Both great movies, though. Jordan Walsh. Been a while. Hannibal and Wrong Turn, my favorite cannibal movies. Nice. Okay, that's true. I haven't seen Wrong Turn in forever.
I watched the first one like 3 weeks ago, I think.
That and the remake are the only ones I can even stomach watching.
I was gonna like marathon all of them. But then after watching the first one, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Right. I started the second one and I was like, oh. And I was nah.
I kind of like them. Like the first one's not too bad, but I don't like as much as I used to. 2 and 3 I have fun with. 4 I didn't care for very much. 5 I didn't think was very good. I never saw 6. And then the
6 is the one that had that controversy with a picture of a dead girl or something like that in it somewhere. They
oh,
had to
I
pull it
didn't
from
know
the
that.
shelves. Yeah.
I did not know that.
That was the big story when we started the Horror Syndicate, just like the Killer Clowns in 2016.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
You remember that shit?
Yeah.
Let's see what we got. The first Wrong Turn was okay. The second one starts off crappy. It gets better as it goes. The third one was, I just don't remember it. But the remake as they say is really good, and it's nothing like the other movies at all. Like,
Should have
it's
never been called Wrong Turn.
100%. Let's see. My favorite cannibal movie is My Dinner with Andre Part 2. Someone didn't pick up the check. Is that real? I like sequels more than the original. I'd like to sit down and watch the rest of the Wrong Turns, but I just don't have much faith in them. So
Yeah,
yes.
I mean they're they are what they are. They're super corny.
Yeah.
Uh, not very good. But if you can kind of just like have fun with it, you know, I think they're because they're only like 90 minutes a piece, whatever, you know, and, kill some time. But
So by the way, we are streaming live to Facebook. It actually did it today.
oh, cool.
And I did it under an hour. It was 54 minutes exactly before showtime. So
I set up my curse show last week, like right before,
really,
and it fucked me on engagement.
I don't know what the fuck is going on with Facebook anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's dumb. Also, back to the Italian stuff. These aren't Italian, but if you've never seen, they're Spanish. Tombs of the Blind Dead. There's 5 of them now. The first 4 are really good. The second one is Revenge of the Evil Dead. So good. It's about the like these not zombies. They're like more like, they don't look like ring wraiths almost from Lord of the Rings, but they're Knights Templar. Really cool stuff. Oh, also, we're doing the 1950s bracket right now because we're redoing all that. The matchups today, Seth, the Horror of Dracula, and this is the final 4, versus Godzilla, and then Creature from the Black Lagoon versus the Blob.
Oh.
Creature from the Black Lagoon is blowing out the Blob.
Yeah.
And Godzilla is winning over the Horror of Dracula.
Really?
Yeah, 102 to 89. Yep.
Damn.
Oh, well. What are you going to do?
Well, I mean, I got nothing against Godzilla.
I don't watch those movies. And I'm not saying that as an asshole or anything like that. I don't care for the Godzilla movies. Any of them. Let's see.
I like some of them, but like I'm not like a huge fan.
Final Destination, is it for me, or is it an overrated franchise? Every movie is the same. I don't think it's overrated. A lot of people love Final Destination. I like a couple of them. Yeah, I don't like the last 2 as much as the first 3. So
I pretty much love them all except for part 4.
yeah.
Part 4
I just don't remember 5 enough to really comment too much on it. You know what I mean? I remember the end.
Yeah, well, the end's spectacular. But
Yeah.
like everything else before the end, I thought was really good too. I don't know. I really enjoy 5. It's one of my favorites.
Yep, Eating Raoul is a cannibal film. That's right. Let's see. What is your favorite horror film that is basically unknown by the majority of horror films? Damn! That's a good question.
That is such a good question.
That's a hard one to overcome, honestly, because it's hard to say what the majority of fans. I mean, because you can go off the beaten path with, people like, oh, Halloween and Elm Street, and the big franchises are mainstream, and The Exorcist and Jaws and all that stuff. So if you think out of that box, because I would go directly to, I mean, yeah, that's mainstream too. I don't know. You got any thoughts?
I mean, I could, name some werewolf ones.
Of course you can.
I mean, late phases. I
That's a good
think
one.
it's catching on, but I don't think a lot of people have seen it.
Oh, uh, Stakeland,
Stakeland, yes.
great fucking vampire flick.
Yep.
Um, I'd have to look at my collection as I do.
I'm kind of like eyeballing some of my movies that are over there. I'll have to take a look behind me in a second. That's a really good question, though.
Yeah, it is a really, really good question. I'm gonna have to ask Nate that question. See what he comes up with. Oh, how about The Barn? It's an indie film. Came out in 2016, made by a friend. Oh, no, I got it. I'll go even further. I'm Dreaming of White Doomsday.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that's an indie film that made by Mike Lombardo. ScreamTeamReleasing.com if you want to check that one out. Pick it up. Help Mike make his new movie. Let's see. Carnival of Souls a horror film? Yes. It's also overrated, in my opinion. And I knew exactly what was going to happen. Excuse me, before it happened. I need to watch it again because when I saw it, I think we were going to do a show on it last year at some point or the year before, and I watched it for the first time ever. I never really read anything about it, but it was kind of revered. I think it has a Criterion release, and I just was not interested in it because I knew the twist basically by the end. I was like, oh, okay, that's what they're doing. But yeah, technically it's a horror film and it's done really well. It was obvious for me. I live near Phoenixville Theater where they shot. Oh, that's cool. Have you ever been there? That's actually really cool because I know they do Blobfest every year. Creature versus the Blob hurt my heart. I know you always, not always, but a lot of times when we do these brackets, I see you like, oh, I can't, I can't pick or something like that, which is why I do these. Do these pants make my butt look big? No, your butt makes
Yes.
your butt look that big. Oh, there you go.
Yes, they do. Fat ass.
At Matt Torrance, I was literally in Phoenixville this past weekend. The director of I'm Dreaming White Doomsday lives in Pennsylvania. I'm trying to think of the name of the town now. Fuck, I forgot what it's called. I'm gonna look real fast. No, he doesn't have it on his page anymore. Damn it, Mike. Oh shit, I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, he lives in Pennsylvania somewhere. I probably shouldn't say the name of the town anyway.
Yeah.
But he used to mention it all the time on the show, so biggest hot take on what? Like I need a subject. Or is the biggest hot take of anything?
Probably if anything in like horror related.
The biggest
say
hot take is Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Master is better than Dream Warriors.
I'm with you on that one. My biggest hot take is the Conjuring films suck ass. I know you like them, so
No, I mean, fucking Seth. Oh, they're great. No, yeah. Let's see. My biggest hot take. No, that's not really a hot take. I was gonna say Halloween 2 is the best sequel to the original Halloween film over 2018. That's not a hot take though. Hot take. Here's one. I think Hammer Horror is better than Universal Horror. Oh, shit. Yes. What do you think about that?
I don't know, I love Hammer Horror. I love Universal Horror.
Dude,
it's like picking a favorite kid.
I know, and but man, like, I love Lugosi's Dracula. You know that. You know this. But I love Christopher Lee. He's one of my favorite actors, if not my favorite actor. And he was in many Dracula films. And while Frankenstein 1931, the Universal film, might be one of the greatest horror movies of all time, holy fuck, if Curse of Frankenstein was viewed more, I think it'd be right up there.
Curse of Frankenstein is wonderful.
It's so good.
Yep.
And Peter Cushing is the man.
Peter Cushing is the best Victor Frankenstein on film.
Underrated horror icon.
And I love the way that they made him
Come
the
on.
villain too. Like they justify the Frankenstein name because it's always like a different experiment with every film, and he's just an asshole. Like
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it.
And one of my favorite scenes in the entirety of the Hammer franchise, actually three of them that have Cushing in them, because like I think of one and then two more popped up, was the in Curse of Frankenstein when he needed a brain, he just threw that bitch off the fucking over the landing, and he made the floor move when he knocked his head to the floor.
Yeah.
But then another great scene is the end of Horror of Dracula when he runs across the table, jumps, and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I love that scene. And then in The Brides of Dracula, I think is the name of the movie, the sequel.
Yep.
When he gets bitten, he cauterizes the damn wounds on his
that
neck.
was pretty cool. Yeah.
Dude, he's such a badass, and people just don't know how awesome Peter Cushing is. It's either that or they don't care. You know what I mean? Like, he's awesome. I have a lot of feelings. Let's see. Roberto Caseta, more Phoenixville stuff. I think you guys should be friends and meet up and hang out. All right, here's a question for us. I got two more topics for us to get to, but if they're going to fire off some questions, we're going to get to those first.
Sounds good.
Even if it's Matt Torrance and his weird shit.
Expect nothing less.
Like this one. Back to hot takes. Do you like hot cakes with maple syrup? Yes. I do. His biggest hot take is that most found footage movies suck. And I think he's right. For the most part. There's some good ones out there, but for the most part, I think he's right. Yes, Peter Cushing is amazing in The Wicker Man. Speaking of, coming up very soon. Yay. On Discourse, we're going to make Nate watch it. I don't know if this is a hot take, but I forgot. That's not a hot take. It's a weird thing because it's the chicken or the egg theory with that. Because The Godfather 2, well, The Godfather is my favorite movie. But at the same time, I'm like, maybe it's Godfather 2. Because The Godfather is such a brilliant, great film, expertly directed. But 2, Coppola's got so much under his belt by that point, and you get to know some of the characters at that point. Plus, it's got the backstory for Vito. It's so good. It's the son's journey and the father's journey. It's a great movie. It's the better movie overall, but I don't know which one I like better. I love them both. Robert De Niro's good. How did you like the Jack Palance Dracula? Dan Curtis's Dracula. Have you seen that stuff?
Yeah, I've seen it. I don't remember it. I rented that on VHS. So
a while ago.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty decent because between 1958 and 1992, there were five. There's the Hammer Dracula movie, 58. The Jess Franco, Italian horror director, by the way, or no, he's a Spanish director, Count Dracula film. There's some like BBC movie in 1979, but I've never seen that. There's Dan Curtis's Dracula, and then there's Frank Langella's Dracula, and then of course the 1992 Bram Stoker's Dracula by Coppola. I don't mind the Dan Curtis one. I think it's better than the Frank Langella one. The Frank Langella one it's like it goes too hard into the love story, but I think Frank Langella could have been a fucking great Dracula. Jack Palance's Dracula wasn't great, but the movie wasn't as bad. He's more of an asshole in that movie. But it's worth watching again, Seth, if you can get your hands on it. I like Dracula movies, so.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Langella one too. I think it had a good score. You're right; it leaned too heavy into the romance aspect.
Dude, my mom had the biggest crush on Frank Langella because of that movie. So she took me to see Bram Stoker's Dracula, and before that, we rented Frank Langella's, and she's like, "That's my Dracula." Because she was all excited because, Gary Oldman would be my Dracula because that's the Dracula movie released when I was, because she was, I guess she was fucking 20 when that came out because, let's see, it came out in 79. Yeah, around 20. And she just thought he was I mean, Frank Langella is I love Frank Langella as an actor, actually. Ninth Gate, he's so good in that. He played Perry White, matter of
Yeah.
fact. But yeah, she just like would not shut the fuck up about how hot Frank Langella was in that movie. It's like, I don't care about that, Mom. You know. What do you got, Matt? Let's see. Have you guys ever taken a girl to the movies, cut a hole in the bottom of the popcorn tub? No, because then you just spill it everywhere. No, I've never done that. But as I told you during the Stephen King top 10 theatrical films of all time, the first time I ever had a woman touch my penis was in a movie theater watching Forrest Gump. I mean, Mom always said life was like a box of chocolates, and I got hard immediately. What's up? Every time now. The Godfather 2 is my second favorite film. What's your first? Count Chuck, is Count Chocula laughed at or shunned by other vampires? I think he's admired.
I don't have an answer for that.
I like this. My mom had a crush on Frank Langella's Skeletor. I dated a girl who looked like Skeletor once. I didn't see it at first. Her name was Jenica. And like my friend was dating her best friend, and like her best friend Shannon was pretty hot. And it's funny, she had the when you call her phone, her voice, you know, it's like, you please leave a message for Shannon. And hers went, please leave a message for Shannon. Like that. That's how she said it. And she didn't do it on purpose. It was just because she was stupid. But anyway, but her best friend came in, and I was like, oh, she's pretty hot, you know, and she had a, you know, nice body and a decent personality, and she could speak Spanish. And I was like, man, I'm kind of into her. But after it kind of fell apart, we had a couple makeout sessions, whatever. We were like 19, I was like 19, 20, somewhere around there. After a couple makeout sessions, some heavy petting, if you will, more race exploitations. Sorry, Seth. I it wasn't for me, and she was hung up on some fucking guy working at McDonald's. Anyway, we had just watched, me and one of my friends just rewatched the Skeletor movie, that Frank Langella, and I paused it for a moment because my buddy went to take a piss, and I looked at him. I was like, "Does that look like Jenica to you?" And yes, he started laughing. He's like, "Yeah." So from then on, we called her Skeletor, and even Shannon called her Skeletor when she would talk about her to me. So yeah, I dated Skeletor once. Jenica, wherever you are. I haven't seen her since then. T2 Judgment Day. Nice. That's your favorite? That's a good one. I don't know what camp I fall in, and I'm going to ask you, Seth, and anybody out there, Terminator or Terminator 2? It's almost like the Godfather question, the chicken or the egg.
It's the
I
same
think I'm
problem.
in Terminator 1 camp, but
It's the same problem I have with Alien and Aliens, because I love them both for what they are. They're both totally different movies. I gravitate towards the first Terminator because Kyle Reese is my favorite character
I love Kyle. Yeah.
in the Terminator franchise, and it kind of ticks me off that like he's been sort of like kind of like brushed under the rug for most of the sequels.
Yeah.
But T2 is also like just one of the best action films of all time. So it's tough. I love both though. I think I would probably lean more towards the first one for being, the kind of horror like and having my favorite character in it.
I wish you've seen the extended version of Terminator with the scenes with Kyle Reese, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I wish that was just the version, because I really like him. On your feet, soldier. He was giving her that pep talk while she was.
Yeah. That's the only version of T2 that I watch.
Absolutely. Yeah. And oddly, I have both versions, like two versions, not on my digital platform. I don't know how that happened, but on Vudu. What do we got here? Do any of you follow other horror YouTubers? And if so, what are some of your favorites? Always looking. Okay. Yes. First of all, check out the Horror Gang. A friend of ours, Jackson Monks, runs that channel. He's been on the show a couple times. There's one that I really like called the Cobweb Channel. If you've never heard of that, he's not far from where I am. I'd love to find out where he is and do a collaboration of some kind. But he does a lot of lists. He's a good guy. And then another one I like is Dark Corners. It's I can't remember if that's the name of the. It's Dark Corners something. Let me look and see what it is real fast. What about you, Seth?
Yeah, so I like some of those that you named.
You watch Cowboy?
Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff. I think he was the one that did the Paul Naschy.
Yes, he did. That's right. Yeah.
I like Sinister Cinema reviews. Cody Leach, Death Curse Society. I'm trying to think. There's so many that I follow.
Yeah, it's the Dark Corners one. He's this English guy. He's done these great video essays on Hammer horror, Dracula, and stuff like that. He's got one of the best voices to do any kind of voiceover. I'd hire him for something. He's good.
He's got awesome stuff on like the Universal films, the Hammer films, stuff like that. Like really great videos.
Yeah, I'm trying to find like his channel. There's a few Dark Corners things on. Is it Dark Corners Reviews? Yeah, Dark Corners Reviews. Yeah, he's got a picture of Bela Lugosi as his picture. So check them out for sure. And check out Jackson's channel. Check out Sean's channel too. Sean Sheridan Movie Reviews.
Yes.
Give him some love.
Yes.
He's been following us for a long time and we appreciate it. Good question. That movie's terrifying. Don Knotts in a cartoon. It turns into a cartoon fish or something like that, if I remember correctly. It's terrifying. Sean prefers Terminator. I think we already went through that one. Let's see. Did I ever tell you guys about the time as a youngster when I pulled a lima bean? I put a lima bean so far up my nose. Is that true? Because you can just squash those things. Just saying.
My oldest daughter, when she was younger, she put a popcorn kernel in her ear, and it got really lodged in there. And she didn't tell us for like months, and then she was having trouble. Yeah, and so I had to take her to the emergency room, and like it was so far in there, like they had to like dope her up so they could get something.
Luckily, it didn't pop in her ear, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people will say that. Nate says that. Nobody will ever convince me. I can see where it's like a Slash or Terminator, but I can't ever put it in the horror genre. That's just not in my DNA. Has anybody ever set a horror film in one of those public storage facilities, like one of those lots that have all the? I doubt it. That'd be interesting. If 7-Eleven is open 24/7, why are the locks on the doors? So in this area, I can actually answer that. So in this area, after a certain time, they have to lock the doors, and you have to knock to get into gas stations if they're open 24 hours because of robberies. That's why. Lugosi should team up with Bella Fleck and the Flecktones. Okay. And Sean says, I have 9 subs. Go subscribe to Sean's channel. Help him out, man. He's a good dude.
Yes.
He's listened to everything that we've told him too. Seth says, go watch this. Sean's on it, you know?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. He watched all the Hellraiser films for us. He's been watching all these werewolf films, not so good ones, following my show. So he's a good dude.
I don't have the energy for this. Hey, Seth, torturing about Bigfoot films and Bigfoot movies, because when I brought it up the other time, why do you guys think they keep making films about Bigfoot? It's not right, marijuana people. They think I don't know, man. I don't know why they make the movies they make. I know Amanda Wyss is in a Bigfoot movie. That's all I can tell you. I don't watch them. Do you watch them?
I've come across them because when I go to search werewolf movies, like
Mm.
because people that do the streaming are retarded and they put anything in any category. I come across a bunch, but I haven't watched any. I think the only Bigfoot movie that I recall that I've seen is Harry and the Hendersons.
Yes, excellent
Yeah,
film.
yes, it is.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of. I don't know. Bigfoot doesn't do anything for me. Hey, I do like scary films about Bigfoot, but it's not right because no wonder people want to hunt them down and kill them. Dude, twice. Okay. I know you like Alpha Wolf, but God, that was torture.
I like it. Good old Casper Van Dien.
So it may not be Amanda Wiss's body from A Nightmare on Elm Street, but I did get to hug her and press her against my body in 2019 at a horror convention. She said that she loved. I was wearing a Horror Syndicate T-shirt, and she actually followed me on Instagram. And one time I tagged her in a post I was watching Elm Street or something like that, and she when she saw me, she was, "Oh my god, I love the Horror Syndicate," and she could be bullshitting me, but I loved it, and she gave me a big hug, and it was awesome, and I was sweaty as fuck because I was so nervous to meet her. So she might have been in her 60s. She's still pretty damn hot. That teenage werewolf movie from the 50s, that was actually pretty good. I
It
was a
was.
teenage werewolf. Is that the
I
one?
was a Teenage Werewolf with Michael Linden.
Never seen that, but I've seen that pop up on that Cobwebs channel, guys. Videos every now and again. Seriously, check out Cobwebs. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
Does some good stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was a Teenage Werewolf. That is a good one for sure.
Apparently, I was a teenage sex star because I was doing all kinds of sex stuff when I was a teen. My God. All right. Next one I got before we get to 2025 movies, and we asked this on our Facebook page, which is the worst Halloween film? And I wanted to bring this up. First of all, we had some people being assholes again, and I'm just gonna if somebody reports you, you're gonna get banned, or I'm just gonna delete your fucking comments, which I did, because there's no room for that. Don't be passive aggressive. But I think the overall answer was mostly Resurrection, and by far, there was a few people who said Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. But the choices are Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, or Halloween Resurrection, the obvious answer. Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and then Halloween Ends. Not many people said Ends, oddly enough, but some people do not like Ends. But there are people actually saying, come on, Ends is not that bad. That's your opinion. But one person also said, my favorite in the franchise is Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 Director's Cut. Okay. Whatever. So, what do you think, Seth? Which one's your least favorite? I already know the answer, but go ahead.
Oh, it's obviously Resurrection. You know, 5, as much as it's towards the bottom of my list. I can watch it, and I do when I do what I call the Loomis saga. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. It kind of grew on me a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then Halloween Ends, I think it's a well-made movie. I just didn't really care for the story choices, but Resurrection, I can rant and whatever for hours about how much I don't like Resurrection.
At least 18 minutes.
At the very least.
Yeah, I mean, I think Halloween Resurrection is the easy answer, and I think it is the one. I did one of those where you can vote. 184. So one of them has 184 votes out of the -5, 490 votes. So 38% said, I think it's Resurrection. Let me see. 38% of the people that follow the Horror Syndicate that voted say Halloween Resurrection. 148 divided by 490. 30%. I should have had these ready to go. Say Halloween 2. No, Halloween Ends. So 30% say Halloween Ends, and then 122 divided by 490. 25% then say Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, of course, not the good Halloween 2. 36 divided by 490. And 7% say Halloween 5. And that makes sense. People love Halloween 5 still.
Yeah.
I like Halloween 5. Okay, it's not great, but
yeah.
I'm going to watch it again very soon. And one of the things I'm going to look at is that scene. I watched, I can't remember who did the video, but it was, and I was thinking like we should do this, but a top 10 list on how Michael Myers was stopped. What's the best way he was stopped? Forgetting about the other movies, forgetting about a sequel like in H2O when he was decapitated, forgetting about the beginning of Resurrection, like the stop at the end of that movie, and it's like, okay, I think that's a great ending. I do. And it was supposed to be the ending, right? But of course it wasn't because the Akkads have that rule. You can't kill Michael. But I also, if you take out the very end of Halloween 5, where Michael Myers and Loomis are fighting and Loomis is like beating him to his very last breath, if the movie stopped right there, that's a fucking awesome ending in my opinion. Because Loomis takes him down. You know what I'm saying? He's taking out all his rage and aggression finally to take down the Shape. So...
Yeah, and then he has a stroke.
Then he has a stroke. Yep.
Yeah, no, that's true. That would have been a really good way to just to end it. It's the stuff at the police station and the Men in Black. That's what kind of ruins it.
Got to set up a sequel. What killer animal movies would you guys like to see?
I would like to see more werewolf films in theaters.
I'm not going to answer. I don't care.
Let's see.
That's not my genre. I don't care about killer animals or anything like that. Cujo remake because that's coming. But anyway, yeah. What do you think about that? Should we rank the top 10 ways to stop Michael Myers? Because technically, in Halloween 5, he was stopped. He got help from an outside source. So, because I also think like the end of Halloween 4. When they just blow his ass to Kingdom Come and then toss some dynamite in there, or did they do that? Was that only in 5? I don't remember. Anyway,
the dynamite was only in 5. They didn't have that.
Either way, blowing his ass to Kingdom Come was awesome. So like I think that would be an interesting list to make, and I will get Nate involved as well, and Keith if he wants, and Jared and whoever. But I don't know. I think Halloween or John Carpenter's Halloween kind of falls short because he didn't really get stopped. And of course, it's an iconic, fantastic ending. But even Halloween 2 has an awesome ending. Michael gets shot in the eyes and Loomis blows him up. I mean, there's some great fucking endings in these movies if you really think about it.
Actually, my favorite is Halloween 3 when they turn off the TV.
Jesus Christ. How did I know that you'd say something like that? Have you guys ever read the lyrics to Rob Zombie's songs? They are nonsensical. Not all of them, but some of them, yeah. I mean, just even the popular ones like Dragula or some shit like that. I like them, but yeah.
Yeah.
What does it mean? Foxy, Foxy, what's it gonna be? Or whatever. For Scream 7 has definitely been confirmed. Yeah, they think they're done filming it. We are definitely returning to Woodsboro and Stu House. I don't know about that. I don't think that's been confirmed or even I don't know why Sydney would ever go back to Woodsboro at this point. Who knows? I don't think they're going back to Woodsboro.
No, I came across something where it was going to be set somewhere else, like Indiana or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be set. I mean, if you look at the trajectory of the movies, the first movie was set in Woodsboro. The fifth movie was set in Woodsboro. The second movie was set at a college. The sixth movie was set at a college. So I don't think they're going back to Woodsboro in this one. Maybe in the eighth one, if they do an eighth one. But because Scream 4 took place in Woodsboro.
I don't think they need to go back to Woodsboro.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, so 1, 4, 5, they were Woodsboro.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah.
I like Halloween 2018, Halloween, the return of Michael Myers, Halloween 4, and the original Halloween. Fantastic.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Yep. I mean, I'm a sucker for most Halloween movies, to be honest. None of them have her boobs in it. It's like the Mandela effect. Everybody thinks they saw them, but they're not. She's in one of the, what are those movies called? So I can't remember, like Slumber Party Massacres or something like that, where she's topless in that. Alligator? Okay. Oh, that's an animal movie. I got what she's saying. Yeah. That's a movie from the late 1970s, early 1980s, I believe. That'd be a cool remake. Akkad was killed by a terrorist bombing in Lebanon in 2006 after the midterms. Yep. I don't know. Was it 2006?
It was.
Oh wait, wasn't it? Was it before?
It was like Rob Zombie? It was like 05 or 06. Because I was away in college at that time, and I remember seeing on the news him and his daughter were both killed.
Yeah. Did you shed a tear?
Terrorist bombing.
Oh,
I was surprised.
There's a. That's kind of random, really. There is a killer sloth movie called Slaughter House or something like that. I think that's what it's called. That's fun. Speaking of werewolves, for Seth, ever watch the kids show Big Wolf on Campus?
Never seen it.
Yeah, never seen it. The best way to get rid of Michael Myers is to have him wait in line at the DMV. I wonder who taught him how to drive. He was doing very well last night. I'm just saying. I'll see it, but Scream 6 kind of killed my interest in the series. What is
Scream 6? I thought was really good up to a point. Like, I love like the first 2/3 of it.
Yeah, I think until the reveal.
Yeah,
it was pretty good. Yeah. What time signature is the Halloween theme in? I have no idea. I don't know what that even means. Honestly, time signature. Do you know what that means?
I have no idea.
I would love to see a movie with Danielle Harris again. Keep dreaming. Never happening. She's never going to come back to the Halloween franchise. There's no reason for her to come back. She's aged out for one thing, and there's no room for her in it anymore.
I think probably the likeliest scenario would be like a fan film of some sort.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of Scream fans, Scream 7 gets away if he is alive, and he's going to be in the 8th Scream. Yes, we saw the bra, and I tell you what, that bra was doing a lot of heavy lifting. It was, man. It looked like it was pulling that fucking bra like down. Like she had to have sore shoulders after that. Talk about over-the-shoulder boulder holder. Whoa, what's up? Would you guys be interested in going to Stu's house one day? Actually, yes. That'd be cool. That would be super cool. I would love to go there. I guess we could do a live stream, but just seeing that in person would be super cool. I would love to see horror. I have never seen any horror landmarks, and I'd love to do that. Speaking of horror channels, check out Sean Clark. He does Horror's Hallowed Grounds, and he goes and visits all of these horror locations that we've all wanted to visit. He finds them, scouts them out, and takes great videos of them. Yeah, actually, I think it's 22.5 years for a sloth to kill. The best way to get rid of Michael Myers once and for all. It's not about Cold Timer and put him in a... Okay. Maybe. It's like putting Angel from Angel and putting him in chains at the bottom of the ocean at Angel Season 3. Count to 5. It's in 5-4. Count to 5. Scream 6 was one of the best. Then we get the third act. And yeah, that's true.
100%. It's possible. I've been kind of wanting the Scream franchise to have a film that ends on a cliffhanger, or you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
no
Like,
one will get it. No
I
one.
want to have a film where it's like uh, the killer never gets revealed.
That'd be cool. That'd be different too.
Yeah, exactly.
Honest opinion, why do you think the stew creepy and scary? Is it because it's ominous, or is it the out closes out the middle of what? Because it's out of middle nowhere? What? I don't understand. Are you asking why we think he's creepy? I never thought Stu was creepy. He seemed like a regular teenager, if that's what the question is.
Yeah, well, teenagers are creepy.
Stu was funny and silly, and he had a stupidity leak. So, assuming Batman Begins never happened. Oh, hold on.
Getting mad, Randy. You better leave her alone.
Better leave her alone. Assuming Batman Begins never happened, would you have seen the? Yes, I would have. Batman Unchained would have been cool. I think I've read a lot about it. And I've heard a lot about it. I would have loved to have seen it. I just watched a video on that the other day. Bullets and Blockbusters. Have you ever seen that channel?
Sounds kind of familiar.
I don't know how legit his sources are, but he like says this is what the Batman Unchained would have been, or this is what Avengers was supposed to be. It's a pretty interesting channel if it's true. I don't know how true it is.
Yeah, well, from what I understand, like they were gonna try to find a way to like connect all the films, because it was gonna be like Harley was gonna be like the Joker's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And they actually had Jack Nicholson agreed to.
Oh, the closets. The house. He's talking about the house. Okay. All right. So let's talk about 2025 real fast. Some of the movies we've seen. Let's first of all, to movie I have not seen Sinners yet. I want to see this really bad because I've heard it might be the horror movie of the year. What are your thoughts on seeing this? I don't know if you haven't seen it yet, right?
I haven't seen it yet, but I really want to. And I have heard that it's like the best horror film of the year from multiple people. I just haven't got a chance to see it yet.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. I think I missed the theatrical run, unfortunately. Now, Hard Eyes we both saw. I thought this was fun.
Oh, it was such a fun time. Like the dialogue just cracked me up the entire movie.
They nailed the rom-com elements of this, and then on top of it, it's a slasher. It's like perfect,
and it's like kind of it's kind of a funny rom-com too, because like they're not even a couple.
Yeah,
they're just mistaken for a couple.
Right, exactly. It's a fun movie. I definitely suggest watching Hard Eyes if you've never seen it.
Yeah, I had such a good time watching it the other day.
So I watched this one, Companion, and I liked the trailer. I thought this was going to be a good one. I liked it for the most part. Have you seen anything about this one?
No, I have not. I haven't even seen a trailer.
It's going to be on the list. And I don't tell you anything about it. Don't watch a trailer. It's on HBO Max right now. Just watch it. Don't read anything. Just watch it. Because if I feel like they ruined the reveal in the trailer. So like otherwise, like I knew what I was getting into, which I hate. I hate that. Because I probably would have liked it a lot better if I didn't know what I was getting into. Because it's not a bad movie overall. It's got one of the killers from Scream 5 in it. God, what's his name?
Oh, Quaid.
Yeah.
Jack Quaid.
Jack Quaid, who I really actually like as an actor. He's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I've seen him in, I'm like, damn, I need to see more of this guy. And I like him. And then the girl, I can't remember her name either, but she was really good in it. It's not a bad movie overall. It's just don't fucking watch anything going into it. Don't look at anything going into it because it'll ruin it. I hate that they do that these days. We've got to figure out how to get people in the seats. Stop giving away the fucking story. That's it.
It's funny because I've been lucky so far this year. So like some of the ones I've seen, like Hard Eyes, I never saw.
Oh, you've been lucky.
Well,
we'll get to that in a minute.
I mean, Hard Eyes, I never saw a trailer for. I never saw a trailer for The Monkey before I watched it.
We'll get to that one too.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed those. So I like this trend of not watching trailer, which is going to be like, I know tomorrow's supposed to be like the day that we're getting a new Superman trailer, and there's a part of me that's like, don't watch it, Seth. But there's another part of me that's going to be like, yeah, I'm gonna be fucking watching
I'm gonna
this.
watch it. There was like a sneak peek trailer today that showed us new stuff. It like
Yeah,
three
so
scenes, and I'm like, oh.
yeah,
So yeah, the Wolfman was already, in my opinion, the biggest disappointment of the year. I felt like I wasted money watching this.
yeah, not a fan. I didn't overly hate it, but um, it just really disappointed me. And it's like I told you the other day, Ray. I have yet to see a werewolf film from 2025 that I actually like, and I've seen 4 so far.
Yeah, I'm. It just sucks, man. There's so many. You've seen over 140 werewolf movies now, right? Something like that. And
136.
there's not many good, like really good ones, like even the ones that we call good, in my opinion, and I'm not talking about an American Werewolf in London or anything like that, or Silver Bullet even, but like Bad Moon, I like that movie and everything, but it's not that good in my opinion. Like compare it to other movies, it's like, it's okay. But like for a werewolf movie, it is good.
I mean,
That's the way I look at it. Late Phase is the opposite. That's actually a good movie.
okay.
But
Well, so going back to Bad Moon, first off, shut your whore mouth. Um,
I like it. No. But like seriously, compare it to other movies. It's just okay. It's a good werewolf movie though,
yeah, the Great Werewolf.
And I'll shut my whore mouth.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Okay.
I guess you can open your whore mouth now.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like the Wolfman at all. It just,
Yeah.
God. I hate that I had any kind of high hopes for this because Lee Winnell, right?
Mm-hmm.
He made such a cool Invisible Man movie, and
Mm-hmm.
he's a good director. And there are things about this movie I like seeing in the werewolf vision. I thought that was super cool,
Yeah.
but I didn't like the story at all. I don't know. It just wasn't to me. It felt like it should have been a $5 million movie, not how much they spent on us, because it just wasn't that good at all.
They should have just called the movie Face of the Wolf instead of Wolfman. And I may have appreciated it a little bit more for
25 million. It looked like it cost less than that. I've seen better Werewolf Castle was better. Just saying.
Yes.
And finally, our favorite of the year so far,
Yes.
The Monkey. What a surprise as our favorite of the year so far.
It's a goddamn blast, man.
Dude, this movie is everything in it except for nude boobs.
Yeah.
It's so fucking weird. Like, this movie is one of the most unexplainable movies I've ever seen. It's like, why'd you like The Monkey so much? I don't know. I just did. It was so much fun. Had a weird fucking ending. The story's weird throughout. I loved it had kind of like some Final Destination type of moments, It's just so fucking weird.
But the for me, like, the humor really worked. It's like the film has sort of like this like attitude about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Especially with the way that people die in it. And you know, the, I love the whole conversation at the end between the two brothers, and he goes to take his hand.
Ooh. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, let's show the viewers that. Yeah, at the beginning of the movie, it shows these twin brothers, very different people, and like every time he tried to get his brother to shake his hand, he'd do the thing, which is so late 80s, early 90s, you know. And towards the end of the movie, there's like a touching moment between the two brothers, and he reaches his hand out and he goes, it fucking, I was like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
It's such a fun movie. I can't speak highly enough. I don't think it'll remain number one for me for 2025, but it's pretty fucking, man, see it. It's so much fun. I hate that we're hyping it up so much because you're gonna be like, oh, it sucked or it wasn't as good as
Yeah, I know. But
it was so much fun.
Yeah, for me, it was it was another one where I never saw the trailers for it. I actually never read the short story that it's based on.
Yeah,
and so I knew nothing about it. And I had my little brother Alex and my friend Josh over, and I rented it and we watched it, and we all had a good time watching it. But after I told them, I was like, I'm kicking myself in the ass for not seeing this in the theater, because I would have loved to have seen this with a crowd of people. I mean, I loved my daughter's reaction to it too. I showed Violet, and once the pool scene happened, she just started cracking up hysterically, and she's like, "I love it. Movies don't take themselves seriously."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So coming up, we do have a lot of other horror movies coming out this year. There's 28 Years Later, which is coming out in June, so next month. Anaconda, which I get, is it a remake? It's got Paul Rudd and Jack Black, but it's saying it's a horror movie. It comes out on Christmas Day. Bambi the Reckoning. Look forward to that one. July 25th. Black Phone 2, October 17th. There's a lot coming out this year. Clown on a Cornfield, it just came out a couple days ago, which a lot of people are talking about. Let's see. Death of the Unicorn is out, I believe, which didn't do well in the theaters, apparently. There's a movie called Fuck, Marry, Kill that is out. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if it's streaming somewhere or not. Let's see. It doesn't say. Fear Street Prom Queen, Final Destination, Bloodlines, of course. There's one movie called For Sale by Exorcists coming out. I don't know. Is this coming out this year? Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein? It says November 2025.
I think so.
Hell House Lineage. I love the Hell House movies. There's a bunch. I know you did last summer. There's a Megan 2. Megan 2, I saw the trailer for. It does not even look like a horror movie. It looks like an action movie at this point. Pinocchio Unstrung. What a title. Oh my God. Pooh-verse Monsters Assemble. Pooh and Verse. Popeye the Sailor Man. I think that already came out. Yeah, in March. Popeye's Revenge. I think that already came out too. Yeah, February. I'm never going to watch any of these. Predator Badlands. Comes out in November. Jesus, there's so many horror movies. Screamboat. Is that out already?
Yeah, I think that's
April 2nd. Yeah, Shiver Me Timbers. What the fuck is that? Oh, man. Sinners, of course. Baby in a Basket. I don't know what that is. The Caretakers, The Conjuring, Last Rites, which comes out September 5th. Seth will be first in line. The Death of Snow White, which is already out. The Monkey, The Parenting, The Ritual, another one. Ugly Stepsister. Oh, man. The Strangers, Chapter 2, which the first one, directed by Rennie Harlan. Jesus. How the Mighty Have Fallen. VHS 8, of course, will be out on Shudder at the end of the year. Werewolf Game, did you see that one?
I haven't seen that one yet.
Okay, that's out. Wildwood Wolfman. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff still to come out. But I would say my most anticipated film of 2025 is this one.
Yeah. Same here.
Sorry, folks. We're really excited about Superman.
I'm not saying sorry.
Yeah, me neither. I am so fucking stoked for this. I will see the trailer tomorrow, and I will enjoy the movie when it comes out. So,
yeah, I'm a huge Superman fan. I've seen all the theatrical serials with Kirk Allen from 1948, 1950. I've seen the George Reeves movie Superman and the Mole Men. I've seen all 6 seasons of The Adventures of Superman with George Reeves, seen all the Christopher Reeve films. I've seen first 2 seasons of Superboy, all of Smallville, all of Superman the animated series, all of Superman and Lois. Like, I'm a huge fan, so I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm pretty like not just like there's a lot like on this movie because it's the beginning of the new DCU. Technically, I know Creature Commandos, which I liked, but there's a lot riding on this movie. But man, I'm just excited to see Superman back in action in his own movie, even though I know there's a lot of other heroes and stuff in it. But like David Corn Sweat is the obvious heir apparent to Henry Cavill, and I think given time, and if the Snyderverse butthurt fans can get over that it's over, they'll grow. I think we'll all grow to like Corn Sweat. I still am not 100% on the costume, but the more I see it, the more I like it. The costume.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Superman is definitely both of our most anticipated movie of 2025. Got a couple more comments from Scott Walker. We'll do these real fast. I'll be pretty good. Scary place for a ghost face attack on a train. Our wedding all in a nightclub if that happens in Scream 7 or 8. Which one would these be scarier?
I mean, we kind of got the train thing. Well, I mean, the subway in part 6.
I think he'd be stopped pretty fast in a wedding. There's lots of people at weddings, and somebody will stand up and stop him, even if he's got a knife. A crowd of people will stop one person with a knife. I did some research in the Toy Story. When the Toy Story movie came out years ago, a lot of people were afraid of toys coming to life. Okay.
I did not have that fear growing up, but I did have a My Buddy doll, and I watched the Chucky films, and that motherfucker went out in the hallway fast.
I had a Teddy Ruxpin. You remember that? The bear that would read you stories or whatever? Yeah. I love playing with my toys when I was a kid. My toys are in my room. I found my toy dinosaur and my toy Thomas trains in the Lander. Had no idea. Thomas the Tank Engine. My son used to love that. And there's a character called, I think it's Percy. And he said, "Oh, the indignity." And I would say it to my son, and he'd laugh, say, "Daddy, you're silly." When my son was like 2 or 3 years old.
Okay. So, one, totally different companies here, Superman and Batman. 2, there's more Spider-Man movies than Superman movies.
Well, are you counting team-up movies?
Well, I wasn't really going to count team-up, but I mean...
Because there's 7 Spider-Man movies, unless you also count the animated movies, which I wouldn't.
No.
And then there's 6 Superman movies.
There's 8 Spider-Man. Because
8?
Yeah, because there's the 3 of the Sam Raimi films.
Oh, yeah, you're right. For some reason, I counted that as 2. No, I counted Tom Holland's as 2 because they may as well be 2.
I don't like those. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
Yeah, this will be the 7th Superman movie because you got that 4 Christopher Reeve, Ralph, and then Man of Steel, and then this one, Superman. So I didn't read what he said. I've been wanting to say this for some time. Give up on making Superman and Batman movies. Concentrate on Spider-Man movies. There's too many Batman and Superman. Concentrate on Spider-Man movies. There's another Spider-Man movie coming out. Next year, I think, or the year after.
Yeah, Spider-Man in name only. Let's
there is another Spider-Man movie coming out. There are 4 movies total, and the 6 Superman movies. That's 15. So sure, between both of them, there's more, and there is one more Batman movie. But to be fair, Batman also had 5 movies before one Spider-Man movie. And Superman had 4 movies before one Spider-Man movie. So if you really look deep within yourself, there's been 2 Superman movies since the year 2002 when Spider-Man came out. And the same thing with Batman. Well, not the same thing. There have been 4 Batman movies released since 2002.
Okay, I gotta throw this out there because I've been asked about this quite a bit actually from Amber, because Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. Spider-Man was the comics that I grew up with. Those are the ones that are near and dear to my heart. As well as others. I always loved X-Men, Superman, Batman, and all that stuff too. But Spider-Man was my guy. Recently, Amber's like, "Are you sure that Spider-Man's your favorite hero?" Because she's like, "As you're more involved in all Superman stuff lately," and I'm like, "Well, because I can still get excited about it. I can't get excited about any Spider-Man project because Marvel fucking ruined it. Okay? This is Spider-Man in name only. These are the Iron Lad films. They suck. They're not comic accurate. I don't give a shit what anyone says. They suck. I can't get excited about anything Spider-Man. They ruined Spider-Man in the comics when they hired that fucking chump Dan Slott. They ruined Spider-Man in the movies when they made him basically suck Tony Stark's cock. I'm not a fan of what they're doing with Spider-Man, and I can't get excited about any Spider-Man project anymore.
I mean, I get why you say Spider-Lad, but Spider-Lad in the comics is Kang. So, not technically Spider-Lad or Iron Lad or whatever. But I get what you're saying. And these Spider-Man movies just suck. They're not Spider-Man movies because, okay, the first one, Homecoming, was dependent on Tony Stark a lot. But the thing about Spider-Man, when I think about, I'm not a big Spider-Man guy at all. I like him just fine or whatever, but in Marvel, he's not even close to my favorite. He's way down on the list. But he's seen the Tobey Maguire movies. One of my favorite things about those movies is just watching that motherfucker web sling around New York. When he never does that almost at all in these movies, except for the beginning of the last one when he's trying to get away from everybody, holding on to MJ. But speaking of the fucking MJ, that's not Mary Jane Watson. That's some other bitch.
No, and they are the newest films, the ones with Tom Holland, 2.0. They are, to me, written and directed by people who have no fucking clue who Peter Parker is or supposed to be. He's not supposed to be a guy who has a friend who covers for him. The guy in the chair. He doesn't have, Tony Stark tech. He makes his own suit. He's an average, ordinary, everyday guy who is worried about paying his bills. He's worried about his aunt, and he's also Spider-Man, which costs him his jobs, it costs him his relationships with people. He's a guy who's he's on his own, but he's someone who does it because he learned a very valuable lesson when his Uncle Ben was killed. The new Spider-Man movies, they do not have that at all. He's basically gifted stuff from Stark. He's got Ned Leeds in name only, in my opinion, as his guy who helps him out. You got MJ in name only. It's just so they're terrible. Okay, and Far From Home, No Way Home was the only things I liked about that were when you had Toby and Andrew come in, for starters. And then I do like the way it ended with Peter finally being on his own, making his own suit, but by then it's the damage is already done. I don't know, I could rant for hours about how much I hate what Marvel has done with Spider-Man in comics and in films. I'll let it go.
Just did this. New lock screen.
Oh, nice. I got the first poster on mine.
I just changed it from that. I'm gonna send this to you. Yeah, I know. I was gonna say the end makes up for a little bit. Tobey Maguire was okay as Spider-Man. I don't think he's my favorite or the best. I think Andrew Garfield's the best, but he just got dealt a shit hand because he's in the two really bad, not really bad. I like both those movies for the most part, but they tried to do too much in the second one, and the
Yeah,
first one was something was off by it. But I love Andrew Garfield, and honestly, No Way Home, is that the one, the last one? That
yeah.
movie was only good because of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. The rest of it's not that good. And what's his name? Uh, Norman Osborn.
Oh, William
He's
Defoe.
something of a scientist himself.
Yeah,
Fucking Willem Dafoe. That's it. And those are all borrowed from other Spider-Man movies.
and the dialogue was terrible. Like when like Doctor Octopus saying the power of the sun and Palm. Like, why is he saying that? Like, it makes no sense for him to say that in this movie. Like they're just like rehashing like lines. You know what I mean? Like it was dumb. I hate him.
Yeah.
I hate him
It made so much money, and I think it made so much money because there was
because
all those questions leading up about Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, and then they showed up, and it was like, "Oh fuck, yes, let's go see this."
yep,
So otherwise, it's
Toby's
a mediocre movie at best.
yeah, Toby's my
And
favorite. I love the Sam Raimi trilogy. Um, I think those are probably the closest to the comics, in my opinion. I love Andrew as Spider Man as well, and I actually like the Amazing Spider Man films. I'm with you on that one. Uh, you were absolutely right. Two is a little too crowded. They were It was Sony trying to rush a Sinister Six movie,
yeah, yep.
instead of just letting the storyline kind of just breathe on its own.
Well, they were. That's the problem with the MCU. The MCU fucked up a lot of stuff. Like I love a lot of the MCU. There's some good stuff in there. Don't get me wrong. Avengers movies are fun. Captain America, especially Winter Soldier, is one of the best superhero movies ever. The Iron Man movies are fun. A couple of Thor movies are good. Like all that stuff's great. But man, they fucking made everybody shit their pants. Oh, we got to do what they're doing.
Yeah,
How are we going to catch up to the MCU? So Sony was shitting their pants saying, oh, let's fucking try to shit out some Spider-Man movies and rush to a Sinister Six type movie. DC was like, okay, Man of Steel was cool, but fuck, let's get the Justice League in immediately. It's and then of course Fox shit the bed with Fantastic Four. And I part of me wonders if Kevin Feige was sitting there, yep, they're gonna fuck up, and I'm gonna take them bitches for my own. That's probably what he was thinking that whole time.
yeah. I mean, it's just funny to me because like there's like selective memory when it comes to the MCU for a lot of people. Like the first several films weren't like hugely successful. They were Iron Man was a surprise hit and all that, but Incredible Hulk wasn't really all that big. Iron Man 2 didn't gross as much as the first one. You know, Captain America, the First Avenger, and Thor, they weren't overly successful either. And then the Avengers came out, and the Avengers was big, and
That
that's
$1 billion.
off.
Yeah.
But they beforehand they were patient and they told individual films about their characters, and they weren't so much about setting up the bigger world, but the world building was in there, but they were purely about those characters. And then the Avengers took off. Then all these studios are trying to copy them, and then Marvel is all about just making sure everything connects and forcing cameos. And
Yep.
I sound like a hater, but
No, I mean it's all true. I think that this is one of the reasons why Superman has a lot of. It's going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting, and if it fails, DC's fucking screwed for a long time. In my opinion, even though Supergirl's coming out next year, but they've been known to scrap movies before. Look at Batgirl, even though I've heard that's just was unwatchable. I have no clue. I've never seen it, of course, but like this is why I have a lot of hope for James Gunn because he's going to take their time telling good stories or what he says is good anyway, and rather than rushing to an event film like everybody else was trying to do, even DC. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm excited for Superman this year. I like Superman more than I like Spider-Man. That's for sure. Uh,
I'm really looking forward to Superman. I'm not overly thrilled about the other, the Justice League International type thing happening in it, because there's so many characters from the comics of Superman supporting characters that they could have put in there, like Gangbuster or the Guardian or
the Guardian would be so cool.
Dan
Turner. I mean, he's a Metropolis-based character too, for the most part.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I don't know. I don't know where James. The good thing is I don't have any clue where they're building. Like, we knew that they were going to try to build the Justice League with Zack Snyder's movies. Like this, we have no idea if they're even building to that or something else. Like, there have been a lot of rumors about what are they called? From Brave New World, the Center as the main overarching zone. That'd be so cool because I like Brave New World quite a bit. Darwin Cook, bruh. But yeah, I mean, we could talk about this all night, but we're gonna close this episode out.
Yeah, just one thing I do want to address. Skywalker's last comment. Yes, I know about Manwolf. It's J. Jonah Jameson's son.
Yep. He almost got married to Mary Jane in the Spider-Man 2. Yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing those movies and like sitting there thinking to myself, like, God, think of all the things that they could do. Like after seeing X2 especially, like, holy shit, the Phoenix. Oh man, can you imagine if they ever did Onslaught or like Apocalypse? How would they ever do that in a movie? And it's like that was the feeling I used to get after watching these superhero movies. I don't really get that anymore.
No, because superhero films now they seem like they're made by people who don't.
Well, and we already know what they're building towards. Like, we knew that after Avengers came out, they were building towards Infinity War. We knew that. That was obvious. And then, like, now we know that they're building towards Secret Wars because that's coming soon. It's like, cool. I'm glad that we're getting these movies, but at the same time, I'm like, I love to open up my imagination and try to figure out what could be next, like we used to. We don't get that anymore. But I think with James Gunn's movies, we are kind of getting that again. So, because we don't know, we have no clue what's coming. Clayface is coming out, and Supergirl's coming. That's all we know. Oh, and Peacemaker.
And Lanterns.
Yeah, and Lanterns. Yep. And the Soul Center thing, I think that I think that might be, after Superman, the thing I'm looking forward to the most is Lanterns, because I think it could have like a real impact on the overall universe. And we'll know at that point what the hell is going on. So
yeah.
So anyway, I'm gonna get going for the night. I think I had fun on this show, and next week, Final Destination. Hopefully, if we both get to see it. I'm not sure how my weekend looks yet, but I'm planning on trying to go Saturday.
I'm going Thursday night.
All right. See, Reynolds has some kind of weird neck problem. I don't know what's going on with him. Once I figure out what's going on with him, then I can start really making my plans, because I don't want to leave him home alone and him being in pain or something like that. So I'm worried about him. But anyway, yeah, next time we will more than likely be doing the Final Destination movies. I'll probably be able to go see it. I'm sure I will. But I hate committing to things and then not being able to deliver. So that's why I never talk about my penis to women. So anyway, Seth, great show, great fun tonight. Look forward to next week and maybe Sunday. I don't know yet. If I know Nate is no longer going to be acting because he can't. It's something about the performances go too late and they conflict with his job, which sucks for him. So yeah, I know. I saw the post. And I was like immediately sad for him. But hopefully he can still do some discourse stuff, because we gotta watch the Wicker Man.
Yeah. I'll tell him I'm sorry to hear that, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't even told him that yet, but I am because he was really getting into it, directing and being a part of the production of the play in general. But anyway, what did I do now? Was it talking about not yeah, you gotta lower expectations. I don't have a big penis. I'm not good in bed. I suck as a kisser. And then when you do it, it's better than they expected. Come on, lower expectations. That's the George Costanza way. Anyway, Seth, have a great night. Everybody else out there that watches this, have a good night and subscribe, like, all that stuff. Let me check the subscriber or the follower count real fast, Seth, so we can see where we need to be going into my birthday. I know we're going to make it. I'm like 99.9999% sure that we're going to make it. Let's see. We are at 69,929. So we got 2 followers while we were doing the show. Cool. All right.
Awesome. How on 3?
Just breathe. Just breathe. All right. Everybody have a good night. We'll see you next time.